With the incredible speed at which we're creating data, whether we're moving that data into the cloud or into the many tools and apps we use every day, we want to make sure that we understand what type of data it is, where it goes, and how it is managed. Not all data is created equally. Do you understand the sensitivity of each digital asset? And not just sensitivity, but in fact, who has access to it? Let's talk about how MSPs can minimize compliance and security risks in the cloud. It all starts with these questions. Do you know who has access to your collaboration spaces within Microsoft 365? What has been shared internally that is sensitive? And what do external users have access to inside of my environment? Part of the problem that we're trying to solve is that Microsoft 365 out of the box makes it difficult to stitch together the story of who has access to what. In addition, it is a challenge to monitor access and permission sharing activities. So the first question is all about who. Who are these people? What are they doing? The second question is about what. What is the data? What is the sensitivity of the data? What we really want to do is to create a narrative here. The challenge is that all the information inside of Microsoft 365 is in separate locations. You can't go onto one page and see the people who are accessing the data, or what they're accessing, and how often and when they access that. That is a hard story to tell. And so maybe you go into an individual admin center to see the users, but how do you track their behaviors? Do you shadow them one by one? The disparate nature of these controls adds risk. You then have to go into the audit logs to find out who's done what and where. But that may in fact only allow you to review data pertaining to certain licenses. You also need to think about the sensitivity tags and labels. That's really challenging because that may vary for every tenant, customer, and site. For an MSP, as you scale your business, it becomes impossible to tell that story at scale. Let's look at good, better, and best with one real-world scenario. So let's begin with Roy, who's an external user who has access to confidential information, but he's accessed it 10 times this past month. You can see that Roy can access this confidential information, which is good, but just telling someone they have a problem doesn't really do you much good. It's helpful to have a risk assessment tool to show someone, look, you have a problem, but what's next? The key here is, how do we fix this? How do we proactively mitigate that risk? A better scenario is when we restrict the access with a policy that blocks the external user, Roy, from sensitive content and teams. So great, I've just surfaced a problem and I've fixed it for my customer. That's awesome, but there's one last step that's critical for me. Adding value in securing the environment. I need to now be proactive, and this is the best scenario. Sarah has now granted Roy access to the file, but we automatically reverted it to our predefined company policy and sent Sarah a notification as to why we made this change. As a service, we're going to build policies moving forward that will not allow external users to have access to this sort of sensitive information. It's good to surface information. It's better to fix it when you find it, but it's best to be able to proactively prevent it in the future. As an MSP, your business is all about scalability. You offer advisory services. You try to guide your customers on risk management and governance best practices. But customers want something tangible to respond to, something that they can act on. So rather than having to create a formal report to summarize the activities across multiple admin panels, you can easily download our risk assessment, which quickly summarizes updates and changes to your customer's environment, as well as identifying and prioritizing high-risk action items that require further action. To further scale your business, high-risk items can be addressed using policies and insights, where we can surface and make sure we prioritize that critical and sensitive information. We can fix it in that moment, make changes that correct the problem, and most importantly, we can then prevent these issues moving forward. That's where you can add tremendous value to your end customers by working with AvePoint. With these products like policies and insights, partners can take advantage of easy risk assessment scans to assess their customer exposure. Then leverage built-in policy templates to remediate common security concerns. Or create your own templates, creating unique value to your customers, while managing all your customers via the Elements platform. This helps speed up onboarding and saves you time by surfacing compliance issues and giving you ways to immediately remediate. Our risk management package, powered by AvePoint's policies and insights, provides MSPs customers intelligence to grow and scale your security practice. This allows you to configure actionable insights by scanning your workspaces to assess security and compliance issues with a rapid risk assessment. Also, enable built-in or customized templates to scale your operations. Monitor customer environments through unmatched intelligence with data-driven insights. Remediate risk issues through quick paths for fast response and delivery. And support your customers through ongoing management and monitoring, building trust over time. This is all powered by our dedicated partner-centric Elements platform that simplifies multi-tenant management. In addition, all of AvePoint's cloud solutions are 100% Microsoft Azure hosted, which helps companies take advantage of Microsoft 365's benefits without compromising control. So how can MSPs help their customers manage risk within their collaboration environments? First, they can educate their customers on common best practices for managing collaboration spaces. Second, they can workshop their unique security posture, considering external regulations they may be held to. Third, they can perform an initial risk assessment scan with AvePoint's policies and insight solution and design security policies that fit their needs. Fourth, you can allow AvePoint to continually monitor your customers' collaboration security, offering you the peace of mind to take on greater challenges. So get started with the Elements platform today and leverage AvePoint policies and insights' powerful capabilities to extend and differentiate your modern cloud-based managed service offerings.